Thank you very much for that, Mr. Ziwi.
Go on.
It's your smile, no?
No, go on.
Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon, son.
I am looking for Mr. CV.
Mr. CV, yes, how may I help you?
I heard you're the right person to come to help me build my CV.
Yes, have a seat, man, have a seat. You've met Mr. CV, how can I help you?
First of all, I just want to know how can I build my financial CV?
Financial CV. Now, very good question you asked, and you said you wanted to build your CV. Now, if you don't know already, I'm Mr. CV for a reason. With CV, I've taken it as is about developing yourself. I'm going to put my introduction video there to give you a reminder. CV, if you look at the literal meaning of CV, is about showing your best attributes. And to me, it's about developing myself and making myself better. Every time I look at my CV, I want to be the best person I can be. Now, when we're talking about financial aspects, a lot of people, especially young people like yourself, they're too quick to build their financial aspects because everyone wants to be like Hush Puppy or everyone wants to blow. And the problem about this is when you want to blow too quickly, you start looking for other alternatives to blow. And obviously, there's a lot of pressure from your parents as well because they start asking you rhetorical questions such as, oh, why is your friend making this much money then? Do they have two heads? When they start asking you these questions, you start feeling pressure within yourself. And you start thinking to yourself, oh, I want to be like my friend, or I want to be like Hush Puppy. Before you know it, where do you think you'll probably end up? In jail. Because you've rushed yourself to get financial CV. In order to develop a financial CV, you can develop in two ways. One of them is by gaining experience, and the other one is by gaining knowledge. With those two things, once you've developed them, it makes you become an asset. Now I'm going to explain what that means. Now, with developing your experience, you can do that through volunteering. I was quite lucky to volunteer in the 2012 Olympics where I got to get kits for athletes such as Usain Bolt and Mo Farah, and this was a very inspirational thing for me. And also it really helped me because it helped me develop certain aspects of me that I can utilize in jobs that I go for. Second part is about gaining knowledge. In order to gain knowledge, you can do that through learning from other people that are already in a position you want to get to, or you can do that by furthering your education or by going to seminars which will increase your knowledge. When you do these two things, you automatically become an asset because you have something there that other people in your workplace don't have, which is the experience and the knowledge. And through that, you won't just become a number at your workplace, but you become an asset in the sense that they wouldn't want to lose you, and for that reason you're able to request for more money because you have something that other people don't have.
Thank you very much for that, Mr. CV. I learned a lot from that, from what you just said. I just wanted to ask again, to build up my CV, what about the physical part of my CV?
After the financial part of the CV, the physical part of the CV is also something that people are keen to develop. And the reason why a lot of people want to develop that physical part of the CV is because when I meet you straight away, the first thing I'm looking at is your physical aspect of you. So if you go to the gym, people can already see you've got big muscles. And because people are already so focused on that, people want to make their physical part of the CV as good as possible. In order to work on your physical part of the CV, it takes motivation, determination and perseverance. You need to understand the word determination. Determination is what you do when people are not looking. Too many young people like yourself, because of Instagram, when they go to the gym or when they exercise, they're too quick to post on Instagram. And why do you think they post on Instagram? Because they want people to know they're training. If your physical CV is so strong, even if you wear the baggiest shirt, people will know that you're physically strong, you're physically healthy. You need to understand that your physical part of your CV is about your health. When you understand that part, you don't need to start worrying about whether people are watching you or not, because that's where it links back to that determination, because you're doing it because you want to improve yourself and you want to improve your health. In order to keep building your physical part of CV, it's about taking part in activities. It doesn't have to be going to the gym. It can be playing football, it can be cycling, it can be swimming. It depends on what you enjoy and what helps you to develop your physical aspect of you. So many people give excuses about their physical CV because everyone's always busy, because obviously everyone's working, everyone's trying to pay rent. But if you give your mind no excuses, you will get that done. You only need to exercise for 30 minutes a day or even 1 hour a day, depending on the time you give yourself. But what you cannot do is you cannot give yourself excuses. You need to find ways to manage yourself to be able to allow you to develop your physical CV. But like I said, in order to develop it, it's going to be very, very tough because there's so many obstacles in the way, but you have to tell yourself you're going to do this. Finally, it's about consistency. Developing your physical CV, you don't exercise today, the next time you exercise is 1 month later. You need to make sure you're consistently doing this, because when you consistently do it, you will not just have it for that day, you'll end up keeping it.
Thank you, Mr. CV, once again. I just wanted to draw on one thing you mentioned. Well, not one thing in particular, but you mentioned stuff about the pressure, like pressure going to work, pressure from parents, because being real, like stuff like this, they get you. And with me being honest, stuff like this pressure from parents, I mean, with mental ability, like they get to me mentally. How can I develop that part?
Wow, man, that's a you know what, I'm glad you spoke up, because a lot of people are like you. They're in this situation where they can speak up, but they don't want to speak up. A lot of people focus on training their body only, but they forget to train their mind. And it's vital that you train your mind, because with your mind, a lot of people can't see it. Your body, people can see that you're sick, but no one can see that you're unwell in your mind. Even if you're going through stress, a lot of people have a way of hiding it that people can't see. Like you mentioned before, a lot of people go through stress from family, pressure from work, and sometimes they're not able to know how to develop their mental health and how to get their mental health better. Mental health is a lot to do with your mind, developing your mind. So mental, your mind, and health is just the health of your mind. There are different ways of developing mental health. One of them is through exercising. So when you exercise, mentally you feel good about yourself. Another way is eating well. So eating good food, eating healthy diet. A lot of young people like yourself, they all just eat protein because they want to get big, because that develops your muscles. But it's not just protein, you need protein, carbohydrate, you need a balanced diet. Also, doing things you enjoy. I enjoy things such as football. So sometimes if I'm feeling stressed, I can go and play football or spend time with my family and friends. And then the final one, which is very, very important to me, is asking for help, which is just what you've done. A lot of people are going through a lot of mental problems, but they don't want to ask for help. And it's important that you ask for help so that people can give you that support. By doing these things, will not just develop your mental health, but will give you that mental edge in terms of if you're going through these certain things, you know how to deal with it. And you know the right places to be able to go to seek support.
I really learned a lot from everything you just said today. Just before I forget, there's one more that just everyone thinks is really, really easy, but I'm finding it really, really difficult. It might be one of the easiest things. But how can I build up my CV socially?
When it comes to social skills, like you mentioned, everyone thinks it's easy, but it's not that easy, because it's based on interacting with different people. Now, social skills is being able to adapt yourself in any situation. So the way I talk to you might be different from the way I talk to my manager, might be different from the way I talk to my friends. So being able to speak differently at different places is what makes you different. A lot of you are confident because you think you can talk to this girl, you think you can talk to that girl. But then how many of you are really confident in expressing yourself? These are things that are important socially that people ignore. But because you can get this girl's number, because you can get this girl's Snapchat, or because you can get this girl's Instagram, you think you're the most confident person, you're the most socially active person in the world. It's a lie, my friend. In order to develop your social skills, you can start by going to community activities where you get to interact with different people. So you get that experience of talking to different people and adapting yourself socially while talking to them. Also, you can start by having small conversations with people. When you start having small conversations, then you start gaining that conversational skills as well to be able to develop yourself. Then finally, you can start asking open-ended questions. If you just ask yes or no questions, the conversation is going to end quickly. If you ask open questions that make the other person think, then the conversation is likely to progress as much as possible. These ways will help you develop your social skills. Social skills is key in being successful. And by having that social skills will make you stand out, but also will develop your confidence in expressing yourself. And it will even give you the confidence to be able to speak up and even ask your manager for things such as pay rise, which goes back to increasing your financial CV. Any more questions?
No, Mr. Sibi, I really do appreciate it. You've answered every single questions with great answers, and now I do have understanding on how to build my CV.
Brilliant. I hope this is really helpful, and even after this, a lot of people still focus on the financial CV, and obviously it's understandable because you're going to be paying rent, you're going to be trying to meet financial aspects of your life, but it's important to be aware that there are other parts of your development or your CV, as I call it, that you need to start developing. But including this will make you be a holistic individual. So, and these are what gives you a difference in terms of your CV. Keep liking, keep sharing, and just before you go as well, Eid Mubarak to all my Muslim brothers and sisters as well, and I hope you have a happy Eid. And if you're not Muslims as well, I hope you have a good day as well. So, it's your boy Mr. CV. I leave you till next time. Don't sit and wait. It's never too late to build your CV.